Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 24, I think? Right? 24? I believe it's 24. How are you all doing today? My name is Glenn Pharaoh, and I'm here to bring you Pokemon Pharaohs, my own creation. So, if you want to play this game, check out the link in the description. Move to space4.com and space4.gg. Those will take you to the Google Drive or the Discord. We are entering the ocean where any water type is possible. Walrein is our encounter, it seems. Excuse me for that burp. Let's hope we don't kill him. Okay. I don't like that encore. So we're gonna chuck a ball and pray for the best. Boom. Okay. Mammotus. Even though you're not a mammoth, but you're the mammoth of Walreins. So, do we want to put you in here? You might be better than Great Moth, but I think we're going to encounter so many water types that we're going to keep our options available. However, since we did do that, we are going to get rid of this. I just want to see one more time. For some reason, it gives me another Walrein. Okay. And if you did play this game before, this is where there starts to be a lot more event Pokemon seen that were not in the last one. Since I'm not good at doing events, I tried to make my Moby Dick Jaws stories that I implied with the story at the end of the last video. That didn't work out the best. So instead, I put in a bunch of these events throughout the game that actually benefit that. I did not process that they are still higher level than me, so repels are not going to work the best. Ha! Right there. Okay, so that crashed. Time to fix this and see what the actual problem is. I might end up having to stop this stream and totally restart it, which would be a shame. Was Tortuga spelt incorrectly? Huh. Maybe you don't have a cry for the game? Or is Tortuga... Let's make sure that's actually in this game first. I feel like that should be Gen 5, right? Yeah, he's Gen 5, so his sprite should be there. What went wrong? Huh. We're going to change this to see if it's the cry part that was the issue. I might have to actually shut this down and fix it. Okay, so let's try to catch this Walrein. That's funny that it's going the same route the last one did. I should have saved it before going into that last one. That was my mistake. It's a different nature, though, that's for sure. Huh. This is why I playtest, though. Because I'm not going to do what modern games do and release you a game that's broken. And this is why the new version of this game isn't out yet, because apparently it's broken. Who knew? Yay! Didn't realize critical catches were in the game, but there it is. That must have been through one of the newer updates. Yeah. And yes, that's a Mandela effect occurring. Now it's Mamo instead of Mamo. We're going to save this. We're going to actually get that TM up there and come down here. This might be a very short video, guys. Because if this doesn't work, I'm going to have to think of something or figure out why it's not working. Okay, let's do that. That at least knocks out a lot of the encounters, I'll find. Okay, so what does it actually say whenever I do it? Huh. Alright, so we're going to pop up another one, and we're going to see if it's just the copy and paste that got mixed up. Because there should be one more down here that's actually works. Okay, yeah, so there's something actually up with that. Alright, well, we will skip those, and we will come back to it, because those are the things that are broken in the game. And we will come back and fix that by the time the next episode comes out. Sorry for the technical difficulties, guys. We will definitely show those off. It'll be an easy fix. It'll just be time consuming. More than likely, I accidentally hit backspace one too many times or something stupid. Oh, didn't levitate. That's how tilted I am. Okay. Just a shame that happened at the beginning of a video and not at the end of one. But I'm willing to believe that's a very simple fix. Who knows, it might be something to do with that sprite chilling on top of the water, but that's like the hardest, worst case scenario. So I know that sprite works for legendary encounters, because I've seen it work with one specific one that I'm not going to name yet. But should be pretty obvious, because there's a... if all water legendaries, what that sprite would look like the most. Luri Kolo. Alright. I need to remove that from the name. It's Deleko Drains. That way I don't have a spoiler. Think about it though, Peter. Wouldn't kids love to see 4 crime-fighting Squirtles? Whoa, that comic looks really cool. Remind me to fund these 2 when I win the challenge. Kevin. I know we have great characters. I mean, come on. They're based on the real Squirtles, but how do we make the villain worth the read? These two really have something here. Fun fact, Peter and Kevin are the actual names of the comic book writers for Teenage Mutant Ninja Squirtle or Turtles. Pepperoni's Pizza. We regret to inform you that we are no longer able to collect new orders. We've been bought and paid to call on for new gym leaders. Blah blah blah. Why do I keep hearing the thing? Oh, I'm hearing a bird outside. That's what it is. And yes, there will be items just floating in the ocean. I like to think of that as if like trash is floating up or, you know, pearls washing up from the ocean. Yeah, I wouldn't recommend coming in here. These guys will all be very powerful. You can come in and snag Fling if you want to, but I wouldn't challenge them. They're all going to be level 70 to 80 water types. Teenage Mutant Ninja Squirtles, Teenage Mutant Ninja Squirtles, Teenage Mutant Ninja Squirtles, Squirtle and a Halfshell, Squirtle power. You heard nothing. Oh, look at that. Been on Twitch for 2 hours and the bot farmers have finally came around again. Yay. I feel bad for the people who need attention so bad that they create bots for themselves. Alright. Will this crash? It does not crash. Okay, so something specifically with those ones over there, and I can copy the war turtle, I think. I probably got rid of like a colon or something stupid. This obviously does not count towards my one for this town. As dope as that would be to get a war turtle. Although I am actually about to tap into some of my forbidden knowledge here that we all have access to. We're just gonna type in Deleko. Oh, okay, yeah. There's the old rod. Water. So shut all the turtles. So if you fish, then you'll have the same general Pokemon chance that you usually have for everything else. If you swim, you have the chance at all the turtles. Tortuga. Okay. Was kind of hoping for the Squirtle or War Turtle or Blastoise, but Tortuga's okay, I guess. Aren't these both rock types or some shit? Oh, it's hail. Never mind. I'm thinking of Sandstorm. I am tripping. I guess I never put where the Pokeball chances are, because I definitely changed what the Pokemon or each Pokeball does. The special balls are definitely better than what they were. I think I changed Ultra Ball to like a 5, Great Ball to like a 2.5. Pokeballs are just dramatically worse than the rest of them. Not like that I made Pokeballs worse, but everything else has just gotten such a better. Oh, it was gonna be Fossil Freddy, but Fossil Fred works too. Okay. So now that I know that that one works, but those ones don't, it'll be easier for me to fix, and the next time I stream, I should be able to just go back and fight through all of those. And knowing that it's both of those Pokemon having issues, but the random War Turtle that wouldn't be doing it is an issue. Okay, so you clearly look like a grass trainer, so we're gonna toss you in. I don't like the smell of this place. I miss all the flowers back home in Belize. When I win the challenge and become the Pharaoh, my first decree will be to plant flowers and trees in every area. I want them all close and tight together. That way the whole region could be one big forest. That's actually a beautiful idea. Too bad we gotta smite Synthea. I should have given all of... I need to go back through and make sure they all have a... Whenever I win, this is what's gonna happen. Some of them good, some of them totally batshit insane. Just to let you get that feeling of what would be your... You know what, I've gained control of everything. What would I do to genuinely make it a better place for everyone, not just for myself? Or would I just end up using all the power for myself? Like some of the batshit crazy ones that will be said. But the post game's gonna have a lot of batshit stuff in there, I would think. Finally. And if you notice, there are a lot of times where the first time you fight the challenger, like this time you're fighting the grass person in a hail. When you fought the hail or the ice trainer, she was in Sunny Day. Whenever you get into this place where you'll end up fighting all of them, it'll be them having their specific environment. Like you'll fight the ice person in an ice cave. Inside the cave, there will be a sunny day occurring for the grass trainer. Which is funny because I think that room is actually still dark. I wish there was a way for me to make it to where like it was only partial darkness and then more darkness and then to where it's just like all you see is your sprite for the last level or two. That way it would gradually keep getting darker and darker surrounding you. That was something I looked into and that was not gonna work. Literally could not get my game to start with what I was trying. And I want to say this before I go into this area. Whoever created these sprites, thank you. Thank you so much. The fighting gym would not be what it is without you and your amazing skill. Or AI generation, whichever. Cowabunga, dude! Beautiful. I just wish that would have been a pizza instead of a cheeseburger on the end of that. That would have been the only upgrade, but I make sense why they wouldn't do it. Don't play too close to the sun. Oh no! I don't think you're ready for this, but we're gonna find out, aren't we? Now, if we were playing actual like competitive, recover is obviously amazing, but since we have access to items, there's no reason to use a move slot for it. Nice. Damn. Goodbye. Man, those see what I mean about like giving you so many trainers yet you still don't over level. I'm under leveling now, given I've been repelling and not been training or trying to catch my own specific Pokemon. Now I'm just getting stuck down. So I guess while I'm fixing the game, I'm probably gonna do some training and stuff. Now that everyone's fully evolved, getting everything up to like 60 isn't going to be a big game breaker because you're not going to miss all the evolutions like you did the first time. But those were for Pokemon that weren't even going to be in the game. Or like in game. In the end game. Wow. Sorry, Mikey. Well, when Palkia came and obliterated Deleko, she left behind an unreal amount of radiation. The radiation was mostly cleaned up, but they forgot to clean the sewers. Then, over the course of a few generations, something must have happened because my brothers and I were all born able to speak in battle. Master Splinter, though, he was here long before we were. Even he doesn't know how old he is. Well, you beat me. Hopefully Donnie can do better than I did. I've studied your battle strategy from your last battle, and I must say, calculations are in my favor. Pushes the glasses to his forehead. Again, an incredibly beautiful sprite. Thank you, whoever made those. It's like he knew. And if you weren't here for the earlier episodes, remember, this Lugia was evolved from a Farfetch'd using a Moonstone. And that happened before Surfetch'd was ever a thing, so I was actually kind of disappointed whenever I saw that Surfetch'd was available, because there was one fan-made game where they made like the coolest of all form of him, which is what spiked me to actually give other awful Pokemon good of all forms. Relatively awful Pokemon. Like Dunsparce. Even though Absol is not an awful Pokemon, Absol is dope as shit. It definitely needed some evolving though, because I didn't put any Mega Forms in this game. I thought Mega Forms, Gigantamax, Terrestrialization, all that stuff is just really cheesy and lazy by Nintendo's part, so I don't really advocate for that kind of stuff. Like, I thought it was the biggest letdown that they didn't really give you Mega Stones until you beat the game. And then it was like, oh, now you can go back and get all the Mega Stones if you want to. Well, I pretty much already did everything, so if I'm doing this, it's mostly just for content that doesn't make me feel like I'm progressing anymore. I'd rather just restart the game. That's also why I don't lock legendaries behind stupid stuff like, oh, you don't have this many gym badges, so you can't start the event to get this Pokemon yet. Can I say it? The data doesn't always support reality, does it? You could be the real deal, you know that? Ralph, you got a live one here. Don't let Ralph scare you. He may be bigger than the rest of us, but he really is a huge teddy bear. Deeper voice comes from down the hall. I heard that, Donnie. Squirrel was clearly larger than the rest. You know, you surface dwellers keep getting smaller and smaller. Again, beautiful sprite. I have no graphics designs. I'm not going to say I can't do it, because I could if I really worked at it, but I don't want to put that much time and effort into one sprite that you're going to see for 7 seconds. Like, divided into 2 separate 3-second moments. But yes, that does really change the whole face of the game when you do that stuff. So close. But we'll get it from that. Did I just get an under the ground kill? Oh. Just a reminder, if you want to play this game, link in the description. It'll either give you the normal mode, the hard mode, which is basically double battles mode. It's probably going to get rechanged to double battles mode. But that one will have about 100 or so double battles spread out throughout the game. Like this trainer, the challenger who was before the gym, that grass one, she would have been a double battle. The one who blocked us before the ocean would have been. Plus they leave 4. And then also the third link takes you to the Discord. Just make sure you move the space before .com or the space before .gg before you, or after you copy and paste. So I think that's our last battle for this one, and then we're gonna have to switch over to the next episode. Actually, probably pause it and go fix those things. Yep, I actually think that's what we're going to do. I'll see you guys all next time. I hope you have a wonderful day. Thank you for watching. Please play the game. I want to know if you like it.